limitations of a shotgun, cool, at least you understand it and you can run with it. Now, as far as stopping power goes, yes, I can admit that that you've got the stopping power on your side. But that's not to say that these are any less capable.
Well, we're not saying that's less capable. We're arguing stopping power. I win round one.
Well, I'm talking about as far as...
Well, no. It's not as simple as that, because there's sufficient stopping power. Like, no one said, okay, if this is what it takes to put down a threat, you have to go that far past it, right? Yeah, you can put down a target with a shotgun. You can put it down with any one of those pellets. Oh, that's about the same as this, right? So yes, there's one of these, but that's going to stop somebody. That's sufficient. Stopping power is...
Stopping power, yeah, so there's one of these, there's 9 of these, so 9 times 1, 9.
But you don't
one
need
times
9
one
times
is
1.
You don't, yeah, but it doesn't matter, but you have it available.
But you don't need it. Like, stopping power means, can you stop the threat? Yes, I can stop the threat, he can stop the threat, you can stop the threat. The fact that there's more chances to stop the threat in that shell,
that means I win.
But if
it's percentages.
At the distance we're talking about, if you hit him with 1, you're gonna hit him with all 9. You only needed to hit him with 1.
Yeah, but I want to hit him with all 9.
But you only needed to hit him with 1.
I know, but I have 9 to do it with. You're making my point.
No, I'm not.
For round 2, we're gonna do ergonomics.
All right. Okay. So I think we're in a much better position with this round.
Yeah. Well, I can say again, I don't want to completely, crap on the shotgun. You can be super. They can be ergonomic.
Right.
They're very simple, right? I mean, look. Okay, load here, hit a button, go boom, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The only problem is though, load here, versus.
Yeah, you
load here,
you load
click,
one at a time,
right? Versus 30 or 50 or 100 at a time.
Dual loads, because you're gonna be wearing your DeSanti competition belt when someone breaks into your house.
Exactly.
Your dual load,
yeah.
and then this is gonna be open, right? So you've got the right here, and then.
All right, but all I have to do is that.
Yeah. And if you don't keep one in the chamber, you're wrong anyway.
You're wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So okay, all right. As far as ergonomics, everything else, look. Depending on what PCC you're using, if it's an AR9, then there's no competition, they're the same, right? If it's an MP5, look, the MP5s are sweet, okay? But it's not as ergonomic as an AR.
And I would point out that depending on which PCC you choose, it's going to be better or worse for you. Like, I am left-handed, and the style charging handle up here isn't the greatest for me. But like you said, you have different types of PCCs, like Scorpion, PCC.
Yeah, but you do get like plus 20 lethality for the HK slap.
Yeah,
so
fair.
yeah.
And that's
was
a
a
shotgun
loading, right?
too.
Well, like he's got his either his pump ratchet or
Yeah. So in my eyes, at least with this right here, less is more, right? So.
No,
I don't have
less.
a ton of weight on the forend. Like, this thing weighs absolutely nothing.
You have no accessories
which means more recoil.
to visualize your target.
But the thing is like, if I need to put a flashlight on this, like, I can replace this with a rail section that goes on here. Beretta makes those. Or I could just duct tape a freaking flashlight to it. Like, you don't have to, like, have everything. You don't need a D-ball for home defense or whatever the heck that is, or some crazy suppressor.
Okay, I might not need it, but why? Okay, all right, wait a minute. Hold on.
You're shooting inside your house with that loud report. You don't need the suppressor, that's true, but you're just going to blow your ears out when you can't hear your child call for help.
And wait a minute, you're the same guy that said, you know what? Oh, I don't need but one 9mm. Well, I'd rather have 9. Why would I limit myself to a home defense? Yeah, I'm of course gonna have lasers and flashlights and everything else on here. Why the heck not? I am not gonna limit myself when it comes to my life for those that I love.
All I'm
gonna
saying
go full
is,
send.
all I'm saying is,
I wish it was full auto.
Sometimes less is more.
No,
okay, not in this case.
Less is less.
Not in this case.
Less is more.
No.
Simple, load. That's all you need, man.
Cool. I'd hate if your power goes out. How are you gonna identify your target?
Well, this is, someone's gonna buy this. I can't duct tape a flashlight to it.
I could. But at the same time,
yes, I would.
But at the same time, don't duct tape flashlights to your guns, especially if it's going over the barrel, because if you start,
absolutely
if it starts melting the tape, I mean, come on, yeah, it'd be all right, right?
Well, if your barrel gets hot enough to melt tape and you're in a home defense situation, you're having a bad day.
That's true.
Let's start off by saying that.
That's true, but it does get spicy, all right? That's all I'm saying.
No, look, again, okay, so obviously this is not the perfect representation of
I get
ergonomics and modulability, but with modern shotguns, you can make them more modular. Like, for example, like, I have a Vortex Venom on here, right?
Yeah.
Like, prior to, like, a little while ago, like, you couldn't even put a red dot on a shotgun. You know what I'm saying? So shotguns have increased. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So as far as ergonomics go, I'm gonna go ahead and take the win for that one, just because, I mean, it's the AR system, and it is probably one of the easiest firearms to manipulate and to use and to learn.
I'm gonna piggyback on that because, again, AR9 is a PCC.
But in this case, you do have the MP5, which again is awesome. A fantastic gun.
But Brandon Herrera has a home defense
MP5.
MP5.
And that's
I win.
And that's that's because he knows how to run it. And if you've operated if you've operated an MP5 before, then you understand that it's a little bit different. Because as far as ergonomics go, like when it comes to do a reload, you have to do something kind of unnatural. Instead of just coming down here, you got to remember it's going to go click, and then you've got to lock back, then grab, then insert, and then come again. You have to do a couple of different motions with your weak hand that a lot of people I don't think anticipate.
Well, and unfortunately for me, it's not on the side of my weak hand.
Right, yeah.
So this is again representative. It's not my PCC,
Yeah.
although I do have a PCC as
Yeah.
my home defense.
Yeah,
firearm.
what is your home defense firearm?
It's an AR-9. It's got a CMMG upper on it, so it's got the delayed blowback.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And,
CMG is solid.
And of course, it's got a binary trigger in it.
Yeah.
Because
why
you
the
want that
hell?
option.
Yeah, right?
This has a binary trigger in it.
It does. It also has a binary trigger.
Because why not?
That's right. So, okay, but shotguns, like I said, they are cool. They're easy to manipulate, but with all the manipulations you do for like reload, that's 1, 2,
Yeah, like super slow.
30.
Okay, let's be honest. I knew going into this category that I was going to take the L. So I tried my best. Okay?
Well, you know what? I appreciate your 45
Thanks.
capacity there, but anyway, let's roll into our next category.
All right, for round 3, we're going to talk about over penetration.
All right, this is not your round. So
All right, well, now wait a
You
minute.
just
Hold on.
don't even
No,
know.
not true. It really depends on the ammunition you're using. If
All right,
I'm using
so-
62 grain FMJ, sure, probably not a good day, right? But if I were to use something frangible, if I were to use something open tip, hollow point, I would have a little bit better chance. Just throwing it out there.
Shooting your neighbors.
I mean,
Right.
I mean, but a 223, rifle round,
Yeah.
even with the hollow point, you're still looking at way penetrating through your target. I mean, it is going through whatever it is you're shooting at in your home defense situation, right? Like,
I mean, the only thing that you have, honestly, in your advantage is the fact that it's a 10-3 barrel.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah.
But either way, that boy is still zipping at like over 2,000
and
FPS.
again, we're talking about self-defense
Way over.
distances. Like you are not going out to 100 yards. This is like
Yeah.
20 yards maybe.
Well, I mean,
Maybe.
through all
it could
walls.
get weird. You don't know how big some people's houses are, or look, maybe you're in an area where you don't have to worry about neighbors.
Well, I guess that's a
fair
good point.
point.
When we say home defense, defending your farm is different from defending your apartment.
Yeah.
But okay. So with shotgun, I think over penetration is still a concern, especially if you are using buckshot. You might not exit
I would
your
say,
house,
but these penetrate way less than both of those.
Yeah,
I mean-
I can agree to that.
but you're still going through any interior walls in your house.
I mean, okay, yeah.
You are going to have a
That's a fair
hard
point.
time going, keeping track of where all those bells. And your big point about 9 times, my one.
All 9 of them.
Well, those 9 are going in all kind of different directions
All
once they hit a
45.
wall.
Yeah.
All 45. Think about it, once they hit a wall and start bouncing around, they're going anywhere.
That's why you just don't
versus
miss.
nice precision control. You got one to worry about every time you pull the trigger. And yes, it is going to go through into your house walls, but with a hollow point.
And exterior.
No, if you go, so again, back to the argument of the projectile that you use. If you use a hollow point, it's going to slow it down to enough where I don't think it actually would. And also, too, just throwing it out there, if you're worried, okay, sure, room to room, that's one concern.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
actually exiting your house, also you got to think about the material that your house is made out. If you've got
right.
brick, I mean,
Yeah.
you're not going to really have to worry about it too much, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it'll slow down enough to hopefully not penetrate your neighbor's house if
Yeah.
you're that close. So, I don't know, there's a lot to be said here. And again, I personally would love to do a whole test on this, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just have all these guns side by side, different types of
Construct some
cartridges.
walls.
Yeah, exactly. We need to spend some time to build some walls. We got an intern now, so he could build us some walls and it'd be fine.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fair point.
Yeah.
And,
So,
and-
okay.
and it gets me out of the warehouse into the range.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to score it. 3, 2, 1. You think that's fair?
Yeah.
Really?
I win. He's second. You're
You know
last.
what? Okay, I'll agree to coming in last, but I'm not going to agree that you win.
Why?
Because I really don't feel like, first off, think about the momentum.
I don't
Yeah,
either.
Over
I feel-
penetration through an interior wall, once these things start ricocheting around, you don't have to worry about one projectile, you have to worry about 9 projectiles.
But I don't
This
think
is the
they have
only
the.
thing-
But look, I don't think they have the potential to actually penetrate as much as you think they will.
Yeah,
I
and the
don't- I
only
don't
reason I
think
say
they will.
this is because I've breached a lot of doors with a shotgun.
Uh-huh.
And
Using a
one-
breaching round, probably.
You can use both. But yeah, using a breach round or buckshot, because at that close, it doesn't matter. But one thing I will say is that once it exits, it loses so much velocity. Because it's already not going fast anyways. Like, it's a shotgun shell.
Yeah,
You know
that's what I'm saying. Velocity is what defeats cover and concealment or whatever else, right? Or if it's just concealment, anything's under the feet.
I'm just saying, like, having viewed already where people have done tests on interior walls with shotgun shells, even birdshot, because you got to remember, it doesn't have time to spread.
Right.
All of these things are still together, so you effectively have a slug that is the weight of all of those balls together. It's going through that interior wall.
So, all right, anyway, so before we go off on that tangent, all right, look, down in the comments section, who's absolutely incorrect here? Who is correct when it comes to the subject of overpenetration? Look, I'll go ahead and admit the L because naturally these little guys are super fast and are going to do some damage, right? I'll admit to that. However, I will say, I think
the tiny holes in the wall.
They will. But I will say this, I think honestly, the faster the round, the more it's actually going to disintegrate and actually won't penetrate as much.
Well, I mean, I have the silencer around here. It's not just for show. Like, you can use some subsonic rounds through here, and it's going slow.
Yeah, and so...
So, Matt made a good point, and that's why when I said earlier, I was like, I'll score it 3-2-1.
Okay.
I wasn't going to say why because I was hoping you would dig yourself in a hole, but in the back of my head, I was thinking subsonic, and I was like, man, I hope you really didn't say
we focused
subsonic.
on 9mm as my PCC, but again, this is representative. What if I use a 45?
Okay, so
I didn't want to say it, but
I feel like 45. Okay, so weird thing, right?
Point.
Weird thing. I feel like 45 might actually penetrate further because it is such a slow, heavy round. I feel like what's happening is it has the weight, it has the mass behind it to actually punch through a little bit more. I know I said velocity is what does it, but that is an initial impact.
Yeah,
right.
Well, that's why like
AKs
impact. Overpenetrate so much because it's a much heavier
7.62 by 39. Yeah, and you think what 120 some odd grains.
Force is mass times velocity. So depending on how much faster or slower versus how much heavier or lighter, it depends.
I mean, I'm a Marine. I don't know anything about that.
I mean, we know our favorite crayons. But but again, if you have a 45 ACP hollow point, it might change subsonic.
Yeah. I mean, I was hoping they're all subsonic,
but I'm like the ones that are specifically like, I mean, dude, they're all subsonic. So that was a stupid remark. But I'm saying 45 ACP. It's a lot. Guys, this topic could go on for a while on just this one topic. But so let us know down in the comments, where's your head at on that one and why what?
For round 4, we're going to talk about maneuverability.
Maneuverability. All right, well, you're out of the equation.
Yeah. So not entirely true. Not entirely true. Now, granted, let's compare sizes here, boys.
All right. So, here we go.
Just wanted to take the video up a notch.
You can find the measurement contest on our OnlyFans.
Yeah. Now, granted, this shotgun in particular, the tactical model, does have a little bit longer of a barrel. But you can get extremely longer. And I'm not saying
longer. That is like the bare minimum of what a shotgun can be.
Or shorter, my bad. I misspoke. So all I'm trying to say is you can get a shorter barrel than what is on this barrel right here. And I'm not going to say short barrel shotgun because it's not an AOW or whatever.
It's not
but shotguns like the, what's the Mossberg, the super little tiny one with the...
you had the TAC 14 and then you had the Mossberg Shockwave.
Okay, so those, right? Now, granted, personally, and if you're going to use a shotgun for home defense, I would advocate for using a semi-automatic.
Yeah,
but if you wanted to go for maximum maneuverability, the TAC is like that big.
Yeah,
I mean it's like really small.
Yeah, and it's also less capacity,
and you
even furthermore,
and it's
also much
mini shells.
Harder.
Okay, sure. You can. Okay, all right. Now wait a minute. Now you're talking about mini shells to a semi-auto. Okay, now let's talk about reliability.
No. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. We're talking about the mini shotgun.
Yeah.
Or mini shells. I would not put mini shells in this. You can't put mini shells in this.
Well, they make the semi-auto mini.
Well, you could just ignore it and use a pretty small bullet and therefore have lots of capacity, have a nice short barrel, have a nice short package. In fact, remember, even though we were measuring this up, the barrel ends here and you don't have to have the suppressor on here. So this is going to be by far the shortest, most maneuverable kind of package that you have. I mean, that's why it's called a personal defense weapon. Why it's called a personal defense weapon.
Well, PDWs are actually traditionally like larger caliber though. This is subgun, right? Yeah. But also too, hold on, extend yours. I just want to see you guys. This is probably off. I just want to see like where this is. So, dude, as far as our lengths go, we're almost the exact same.
Right.
And then on top of that, I know you guys probably couldn't see that on camera, but I just wanted to show standing it up, stock to stock there. Dude, I got a fire. I don't have a stock.
This is a pistol, right?
Okay, excuse me. All right, sorry if you're like a Fed boy or something like that over there watching this and all of a sudden got your pants in the wad because I said stock. Brace. It's a brace. It's a pistol. Anyway, stock the brace. I wanted to get the measurement, and they're almost the exact same length. And on top of that,
Only because of the silencer that's on here.
all right, take it off.
No, don't take it off. Because Mr. You gotta have my flash for the home defense. Leave it on.
Well, okay, that's fine. But his argument is, I mean, aren't the barrel lengths not almost the?
Yeah, but this does have a collapsible PDW brace.
All right.
I can collapse this a little bit.
I can collapse mine more.
Okay, so yours is a little bit shorter now.
See, now it's shorter. And again, my barrel ends here. My barrel ends where your handguard ends.
Look, all right. So
if we're talking about
Whatever.
maneuverability, like, all right, so y'all are both
okay.
Marines. Y'all know about, like, pieing a corner, clearing a room, stuff.
Right.
This thing goes around corners like a dream. Most people, when you get a first-time buyer of a shotgun for home defense, they're probably buying a sporting shotgun. It's got like a 22-inch barrel. You're gonna
Let's
be.
hope not.
right.
But if you do.
But if you do. Okay, the other thing is too though, all right, so the moment you collapse this right here, now granted, if we're talking about the MP5, which obviously we are, which is one of the softest recoiling guns,
Like pretty much
9
on
millis
demand,
out
yeah.
there. Yeah, right? But the moment you do this though, you start to really, you might gain a little bit more as far as maneuverability goes, but if we're talking, Parton wants to go straight COD logic here, right? But the funny thing is though, if you do this here, you're still, to be able to get a good sight picture, you're still having to put your gun out. Unless you're shooting from down here, then all of a sudden your accuracy, your reliability, or not reliability, but you're being able to control the firearm is also going to go way out the window. So you might be able to get your guy a little bit more compact, but I'm still going to be much more on target than you.
See, and this is why you use a mass effect firearm, right? So you get a folding stock on your shotgun, and then you, just crop this out, and you just run around, just yeet!
Yeah, you run
45
around like that,
capacity.
and then all of a sudden you'd be eating your shotgun.
Well, yeah, not literally.
Yeah.
Just for the
Yeah,
for the effect.
Okay, yeah, I see you.
For the
Well,
tactical
you know what,
effect.
dude? I appreciate y'all's arguments, but the AR is the people's gun. This thing right here is
that's
the
not
home
what
defense.
we're arguing.
This is the home defense king, dude. I mean, dude, CQB right here. You don't have to make any type of compromise. You don't have to worry about.
No, the whole gun is a compromise. Every gun's a compromise. Every gun is a compromise. That's how engineering works.
It's not compromised. There's nothing compromised about this.
This thing has been defending homes since like literally forever. Like forever. I can't even name a date. It's been like these used to be made out of paper. That's how long this thing's been around, baby. And
That's why there's
people
better
were
options
doing that
now
back
than
in
there
the
was
day.
back
Yeah,
then.
exactly, and that's why technology is advanced, and now we've got things.
Wait, what? Have you seen Tomorrow War? Guess what Homeboy was using? With your little 5.56 and your little rinky-dink 9. Homeboy jumped through the time warp with this bad boy, and it's like, boom!
But you know what the most
Blasting aliens, dog.
you know what the most effective was against those aliens though?
The 50
was a
inch.
50.
Yeah, well, that doesn't count.
CQB 50 is where it's at.
I understand.
That's
Let's
what
talk about
everybody
that
knows.
for a
You
second.
can't get like an 18-inch 50 cal.
Hold on, let's talk about this for a second, because if I was about to jump through some kind of weird time loop to fight aliens, and my tour of duty was only going to be 3 days, and I seen some
Oh, 7 days.
hard dude walking around with a shotgun, and I have a rifle, I'm gonna be like conflicted, right? Because I'm like, should I get a shotgun? Like, what, are you a madman?
Dude, how much crap?
I don't.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, I mean,
as we've seen in the movie,
yeah, they got, yeah.
world defense,
Yeah.
not home defense,
Oh my
world defense, champion.
Yeah.
Well, but that tells me more about his skill at using the shotgun and the fact that he waited for an opportunity to shoot it where it counted. Because obviously, if that's not going through the shell of that thing, that's not going through the shell of that thing.
All right, round end. Final thoughts. Talk about them.
Boom. That's all you need. Seriously, this is it. Well, all you need plus everything else. But I'm just saying, look, don't limit yourself, right? Don't limit yourself to capacity. Don't limit yourself to whatever that is. Boom. Go ahead and just deck it out. Home defense. You don't have to worry about lugging it around. It can be heavy. Go for it. Lasers, lights, everything.
You're going
you
to
need.
terrorize your neighbor, or if more than 2 people enter your house and you have any chances of missing under a highly stressful situation, you're going to run out of ammo, or, Yahtzee. This is obviously the best choice because it combines capacity with portability.
First off,
you got all the accessories. You can make sure that you have the light, the laser, everything he's got. but in a nice
with all that rail space you got there. Yeah.
Sick rail space, dog.
Yeah,
I mean, just because there's covers on it doesn't mean that.
Yeah, dude. But look at how much your hand is already taken up over it right now, right? At least I got my stuff set up.
How much do I need for a flashlight?
Again, how much do I need? Don't limit yourself, am I right? And this is why I have mine set up like this right here, because if I need to creep around,
rail space,
if I need
somebody.
What are you talking about?
No, unlike somebody.
Oh yeah, well he can get the aftermarket stuff.
I mean, he can.
But, you know, sure. But all I'm saying is, dude, look, I got it set up so I can do my ambi and still manipulate all my controls. Dude, this is everything, right? This is all you need.
You know who had everything? Chris Pratt in Tomorrow World. Shotgun.
No, he
World
didn't.
Defense.
He didn't have.
This is not home defense. We're past that. We're at world defense.
Because we're gonna use Hollywood as an example as what life or death really is.
Yeah.
So movies are an objective way of showing realism.
10,000%.
I got you.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, that's why they still had 7.5-inch barrels that were really effective.
45 rounds in this bad boy. The proven
Oh no.
reliable power of buckshot.
45 rounds that you can't individually aim and therefore may go to
Doesn't
someone
matter.
you don't want to.
This is a mass
does matter.
effect
It's
firearm.
your home.
This is a mass effect firearm.
All right, you know what? I think I'd actually have you all beat really quick here if I just said, you know what? Enter the chat, 300 blackout.
Into the chat Galil, but you said you didn't want to go there.
Well, we talked about different calibers. The Galil's a whole different system. 300 blackout, all I gotta do is replace the upper.
I mean, technically just the barrel and bolt.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying if I'm trying to make it easy, just, there you go, have a whole new upper. Boom, 300 blackout. I don't have to worry about all this crap. I can go subsonic if I want. I can get the hollow points. Don't have to worry about limitations of capacity. I can still be a quiet boy, that's for sure.
Guys, the only thing you have to do...
I'm a whole category. Like I'm a whole category. Like you can have a 18 different types. You don't like this one? You like the Scorpion or something? You rather have an Angstad 9mm AR? Like I'm the ultimate in conversion here. Like because I can.
Well, AR is its own category as well.
The only thing you have to do for home defense on a shotgun is that right there, and they all run away.
Oh, don't take that advice.
Do not take that literally.
Just go ahead and put asterisk down below. We are not lawyers by any means. Do not take this as illegal advice. That's terrible advice. Don't rely on simply a sound when it comes to your life.
100%, man. You're gonna run right there. And also with a semi-automatic, you want to make sure that it's not loaded so you can do the effect,
Again,
and then
you
it
should
loads.
definitely keep a round in the chamber.
Oh god.
Whoa, you want a sound that's intimidating. I mean, just listen. That's it.
You almost broke the table.
Yeah, dude, that's all right. Home defense, 50 cal. If you're not for it, you're wrong, all right? If you got problems with your neighbors, then this is definitely your home defense option, right? No, just throwing it out there. Don't use a 50 cal for home defense.
If you need home defense from a dragon or something.
Yeah.
You
With
have
those aliens, I would much rather carry this around than a 7.5-inch AR.
defend your home from like the next county.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you could.
When home defense is like a fife in medieval England,
There you go. But anyway, I think now that this has entered the chat, everybody can shut up. How about that? Might lose on the over penetration.
And the size, we finally found something that's smaller than my shotgun, or bigger than my
So
shotgun.
big, yeah. Oh man. All right, cool. So this was a fun video. Of course, we're talking. Put it this way. All of this is rendered useless unless you have the proper training. If you are good and effective with a shotgun, biggest key point there is reload. Anytime you pull that trigger, be ready to reload, right? But you can't always carry shells on you at all times, okay? PCCs, pistol caliber carbines, typically, they have a little bit more recoil than what you would expect, especially 9mm. If you look at like standard direct blowback guns, like my CZ Scorpion, it's got a little bit more recoil than what you would expect. But
there's heavier moving parts than a pistol.
there are, but also too, this is one of the lightest.
Yeah, so it literally
recoiling.
feels like nothing.
It's incredible. ARs are definitely great systems, as is all of these, but keep in mind, yes, over penetration is something you definitely want to think about in a close quarter situation. So again,
And maybe watch your length.
yeah. Watch your length. So all of that definitely matters. But all of it, like I said, is useless without training.
Yes.
So the reason we didn't have like a standard handgun up here is simply because
That's already chambered in.
that's already chambered in a pistol cartridge, and honestly, a pistol caliber carbine is better in just about every sense because you have that extra stability and all. The only thing that it would lose at is maneuverability and the compact size, right? But other than that, guys, we want to hear from y'all down in the comment section. I mean, is there anything else y'all want to add to this?
I don't think so. I mean, really, for me, like, obviously, like, And again, I do not advocate for a shotgun for home defense. Let's just throw that out there.
In real life.
In real life, yes. But if you are going to use a shotgun, and I think that's the reason we put it up here, is because a lot of people do use shotguns for home defense.
Yeah.
So if you are going to use a shotgun, I would advocate for getting a semi-auto shotgun like this 1301, maybe something a little bit, smaller barrel this length, and just train with it.
Careful, because this does have the very limit as far as.
Yeah, this is an 18.5-inch barrel, I believe.
That is the very limit.
Either this or a
like a Mossberg.
Yeah, the Mossberg that we
the Shockwave or something like that. Those are considered different classes of firearms. Yeah. So because they have a shorter barrel on them, but because of their classification, they're regulated under the National Firearms Act, which is stupid anyway.
Yeah. But again, train with the shotgun. If you're going to use the shotgun, train with the shotgun.
Yeah. And know what ammo runs reliably through it, because a lot of semi-autos will not cycle reliably.
You have to break this gun in. Yeah. Even if this, which this is not, but even if this was like a $5,000 semi-auto shotgun, you're going to have to go to the range and break it in with heavy loads.
That's what we did with the same thing.
Yeah.
Man, that's a $3,000 shotgun, right? But the reason I bring that up, I don't want to say that semi-autos aren't reliable, because they are.
Yeah.
But make sure you are running the correct load through them, because a lot of them will not cycle like low brass, low power loads. They just won't have the oomph behind it to cycle that action.
And the same thing with any of these training, right? Like you can have the Gucciest stuff on your AR and everything else, but you can always get clapped by someone with a high point.
Well, and it might
that's true.
It might matter less with, let's say, an AR or a PCC, but I mean, even in one of these firearms, ammo can change point of impact. So if you have it zeroed in, even at say it's going to be a PCC, you're like, all right, I'm zeroing at 30 yards.
Yeah.
And I'm using 124 grain hollow points.
Mm-hmm.
But if you zeroed it with full metal jacket, then you can see an point of impact shift.
Or simply zeroing with and without a suppressor too.
Right.
Because that's one thing I like about the Surefire.
Inside the gun.
That's one thing I like about the Surefire cans, is they change very minimal change of point of impact, which is super solid. But
you can get a suppressor for your shotgun.
Yes, you can.
You can also get a magazine-fed shotgun. I'm surprised you didn't mention that. But
Yeah, well, I'm not a huge fan of magazine-fed shotguns, because in my experience in which I've used them, they're not that reliable.
Yeah. Now, some of them are made pretty well, and they do well. But again, it's all about that break-in and also learning your shotgun, right? But traditionally, no, their shotguns aren't magazine-fed. You got to think that's a large shell, chunky thick boy that is plastic.
45 round capacity.
Yeah, that is plastic, and you are working with metal parts, so you have to think it has the potential to get caught up in feeding and something like that. That's the biggest issue I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. But like a lot of the AR-12s that we have and stuff like that, I've actually had very great experiences with those, which makes me excited. Yeah. So there we go. All right, I think we've covered all the bases here. This was a fun topic. We do enjoy doing these videos, and hopefully you guys enjoy viewing them. And let us know down in the comment section here who wins an argument, but which system actually won. Yeah. Of course, we had the AR, the PCC, and the shotgun. So yes, let us know down in the comment section below. And of course, all of you are gonna vote Team 50 cal because obvious reasons. Yep. This is the Barrett M82 that we did partner up with Brandon Herrera because, well, we didn't have the AK-50, but we do have an AK and a 50. So yes, we do have an AK that we're giving away with the AK guy, including the Barrett M82 with this beautiful Vortex PST. I love that optic. But yeah, don't forget to, there are many ways to gain entries. You can always invite your friends and family utilizing a link. And of course, we have a code word. Alec already knows it. Do you know what the code word is? Can you guess?
AK guy?
You can try it. AK-50.
AK-50.
There you go. So we'll leave it off there, guys. As always, we appreciate you and your business. God bless, and we'll see you next time at ClassicFirearms.com.
As long as I draw breath, so does the revolution.
Your inhibitor is respawning soon. Your inhibitor is respawning soon.
How beautiful a world is without wars.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
The mage shall inherit the earth. A shepherd with no flock is just an idiot with a stick. What can they do to me that they not? Promise.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Time for the king to bow. Tradition is a crutch for the mindless. No more kings, no more queens, no more mage seekers. It all ends now. I died many deaths in my cell. This is nothing. Topple the hierarchy! I was born a mage. The Martian made me a criminal.
Has been slain.
man without a country. Perhaps I'll take this one. Once you've seen the truth, you can't keep living the lie. I used to be locked up, but I didn't care. Their shackles are now my weapons. How's that for irony? Call it redistribution of Not the first time I've had my neck in a noose. A mage seeker tried to test me once. Conflict brings adventure.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. Rampage.
Is a man who needs to die. Their shackles are now my weapons. How's that for irony?
A summoner has reconnected.
Cogs, unaware of the wheel they turn. They can't hang us all. They work their fingers to the bone, serving a few they'll never
You have slain an enemy.
traitor. Only sheep need a leader. Unshackle your mind! You were a visitor.
Perhaps I can try war rockets.
No more slums, no more dungeons. You are not the hero of this tale. You are not anything. No more kings, no more queens, no more mage seekers.
Your team
It
has
all
destroyed a
ends now.
turret.
I will show them a world without lords or peasants. Every Demacian a king. Good